All right. So what's the purpose? What's the purpose of this? You're going to show me how wrong I am. Is that the purpose of this meeting?
First off, I'm going to try to get some conclusions out of you, because you usually don't give me conclusions. You just post a bunch of stuff and then insinuate everything's shit.
Well, I'm not going to get in an argument
Not like
with
Eric,
him.
but similarly to Eric.
Well, I can say the same thing about you if you're referring to your.
When's the last time I
rhetoric.
insinuated something?
What is it that I'm insinuating?
Well, usually you state that you adamantly oppose TriMet management, which
Well, I do
I
oppose
don't
TriMet
technically
management.
disagree with. Mind you, I actually agree with a lot of the things that you say about management. I guess really the biggest, I don't guess. The biggest crux with the way that you approach a lot of topics is how you invalidate what you say by using hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Which is the same thing that Eric does on Twitter and stuff, where he's like, he'll say something like, Max is a complete failure, right after they announce that, ridership is still at 100,000 trips a day on the Max trains. That's 4 lines. There's 50 bus lines, and they barely surpass 3 times that. So, equivalently speaking, if there was a representative amount of lines, there would be a representative amount of increases based on that. But anyway, saying that that's a failure is ridiculous by any standard of transportation.
There's only one Max line that's a clear success. That's the blue line.
And the red line's not too shabby either, considering
the red line
barely paid for it, or they paid it.
Well, they pay to run it, and Bechtel got all the land rights. I mean, there's a lot behind the scene there.
Operationally speaking, from TriMet's point of view, or any transit in the country, if you look directly at just the bottom dollar line, we always get ripped off on the operational cost of transit. The only transit that's efficient in the U.S. is like the New York subway, sort of, BART, sort of, and the one that's unquestionably successful is the SkyTrain in Vancouver, BC, and that's it. I mean, transit isn't, according to the way we do accounting on transit, none of it is functionally useful.
You're talking profit and loss. Well, transit's not supposed to make a profit. It's supposed to be public transit.
Right, I'm just saying.
Right.
You want to argue money.
I don't want to argue money.
Technically, it's not even worth building roads and cars.
Well, except that's how the majority of Americans get around.
But I'm just saying, just from a money point of view. Sure, we can say, yeah, it's the majority of the way Americans get around. Yeah, most of Americans are fucking stupid too, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means that's how they get around.
You heard that, America?
Well, America doesn't disagree with me. I mean, they take polls on USA Today, and most Americans are like, yeah, we're all stupid. So, but yeah.
I've been against the realignment of the TriMet service from bus to Max from the very beginning, because it disrupted hundreds of thousands of people's lives the way they reallocated the service. And I don't see the big need for it.
What?
The blue line, yeah.
They couldn't afford it for buses.
They couldn't what?
Unless they had a new source of significant funding, they could have never carried the amount of people that the blue line carries with buses.
The blue line can't be replicated with buses. I'm aware of that.
Right.
But I still maintain the green line is completely without. What's it doing?
Except it's all new ridership.
No, it isn't. It came off the bus.
What bus?
All the cross buses that used to take people downtown.
Come off those buses. None of those buses saw any significant decrease. And the 72 didn't see a decrease. Not of any.
Well, green line didn't do anything.
Not 22,000.
I'm not sure what the green line ridership is if you just take the green line
22 to 28,000 on the
between Gateway to Clackamas, because a lot of that's just blue line.
The point being, if you take the 19 and the 17 and the 72 and all the buses that connect anywhere near there, and you take all of their theoretical losses, which most of them haven't seen losses since the green line is open, they've seen a net gain since the green line is open, you don't come up with that gap. Even if you say, okay, let's just say 5 miles between Clackamas to Gateway, something like that, 5 or 6 miles. If you just take that part and you say, let's say it's 3,000 trips. It's like a low ball number, right? 3,000 trips between those points. you don't see a 3,000 trip decrease on the bus lines in that area. And the only bus line that really matches anywhere near the green line is the 72 from Clackamas up the Gateway. And 72, as you well know, isn't actually a good map. It wasn't duplicated.
You're saying all the riderships is new.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Where else would the numbers come from? Are they pretending or making up numbers? I don't think they would make up that many numbers.
I don't know.
I don't want to test that all their numbers are super accurate either, but they're not super wrong. That's for sure.
Well,
I mean, look, what's his name? Lane did a bunch of numbers on that stuff. And you can look at the numbers that he was looking at, and it shows a net increase in ridership in that area, which can be tested for new service.
So how come the max ridership is flat?
Since 2010, we were still seeing a spiky increase in 08 to 10, which basically...
Well, they kept adding new lines.
Right, they added a new line. You saw an increase from that, and then it plateaued. Just like every mode practically, except like a 2% increase over, like between 08 to, what are we in now, 14? 08 to 14 of driving, which is a small percentage increase, but it's enough to cause traffic congestion because it's almost all during rush hour.
Well,
and a dramatically significant increase in bicycle ridership from like 07 to 09, and then it plateaued too. The thing is, everything is kind of plateaued right now.
Well, around here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not like we see about 1,000 to 3,000 new people enter the city, migrate here every year right now.
1 to 3,000, that's all?
1 to 3,000 people, yeah. Which is a significant growth. I mean, that's the same as San Francisco sees. It's the same as Seattle sees. Because Portland's highly sought after, so a lot of people move here.
Well, Portland's going to be priced out of the market soon, the way things are going.
Not already?
Well, I guess it actually is.
Ain't going to be priced out of the market.
Well,
people that are coming here and working jobs that are higher net income jobs, and that's why they're pushing people that live somewhere in the city further out, so they want to be closer to their job.